Here's your First Warn Weather Forecast First, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
Well, good evening, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Temperatures noticeably cooler out there. Most of us made it into the mid to upper 30s, lower 40s even, and that's still where some of us are. 43 in Sterling, 40 in Rockford. We did make it up to 41, now falling a little bit. 34 is the wind chill, so we do still have chills factored in, making it feel cooler outside. Winds are actually going to calm down some before once again increasing, and another chance of snow returning to the forecast. We'll time that out a little later.
Charges are filed in a 22-year-old Winnebago County Cold case. The man accused of the brutal murders already serving life in prison for killing others.
Plus, keeping students safe. The medication now being allowed to be administered inside Illinois schools.
And a project years in the making, the YMCA believes their new facility is all about supporting the surrounding community.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm David Greenberg. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Department is saying it has a suspect now in a 22-year-old cold case.
The man responsible is already in prison for a double murder. O'Marion Jones has been charged with first-degree murder for stabbing Lottie Flowers to death. In February of 2002, deputies were called to a home on Newport Avenue for a medical assist call. There, they found Flowers in her living room. She'd been stabbed 24 times. Officers say Flowers was baking when Jones entered her home and attacked her. She later died. Sheriff Caruana says the charges are a result of decades worth of work by detectives.
Because we have a lot of great people, a lot of tenacious people that are not giving up on anything. You know, they're looking at everything. Warm, as you would say, or cold, and they continue to drill down. Obviously, the technology of DNA and different tools do help, but they keep drilling down and doing a great job.
Jones is currently in prison for the 2009 double murder of Renato Cardino and his wife, Leticia.
Oh, here at Eyewitness News, we were the first to bring you election results from Tuesday's primary live here on the air. Overnight, some ballots were still being counted in some key races after we'd signed off. I want to show you these here now. Republican Lee Ariano Jr. winning the Illinois State 37th District seat. The former Dixon mayor taking nearly half of the votes over Tim Yeager and Chris Bishop. Ariano will replace two-time state senator Win Stoller in November. Right now, there is no Democratic challenger. Well, a tight one here in Winnebago County. The race for District 3's board seat is nearly even. Ray Thompson currently leading with 5 votes over incumbent John Guevara. Right now, the clerk's office is verifying those votes and counting any of those mail-in ballots. The results, they are still unofficial in that race. And out of South Beloit, with all precincts now in, voters approving that 1% sales tax hike for the city. You see those results, 58% yes on your screen. The money will be used for improving roads. Our Blake Dietz sat down with South Beloit's mayor earlier today. You'll hear his plans for what that money is going to do coming up at 6. And you can find a full list of the primary election results on our website at any time. Go to mystateline.com.
The Federal Reserve meets today and keeps its key federal funds interest rate steady. It's been at about 5.5 since July. The rate has made it more expensive to borrow money in order to help bring down inflation rate to the Fed's target of 2%. Some economic observers now believe the Fed could start cutting interest rates at its June meeting, with 2 additional cuts before the end of the year. Congressional leaders in the White House have reached an agreement on government funding, but it looks unlikely that the Senate and House can reach a deal by Friday's deadline. House leadership says it's got the funding agreement, but under House rules, new bills need 72 hours for review. And without a vote yet, that puts final passage beyond Friday at midnight, almost guaranteeing a partial shutdown. Even if the funding clears the House, it still has to pass the Senate, which is not known for quick decisions. And holdout Republicans say there's no deal without border reforms.
Worse than shutting down the government temporarily is further exacerbating the problems that are causing so much harm for the American people.
We haven't had a government shutdown since 2019. There's no good reason for us to have one this week.
The House could come up with a workaround to avoid that 72-hour rule. Lawmakers are expecting to see the final text of the funding bill by the end of the day.
Well, the new head of the IRS is saying under his leadership, the agency is now targeting wealthy tax cheats.
We're focusing on those that are doing the wrong thing. If we are collecting what is owed from the wealthiest taxpayers, it means that others aren't shouldering the burden of funding our government and its many critical activities.
Danny Warfel has been IRS commissioner for almost a year now. In addition to cracking down on wealthy tax evaders, says he wants to make filing taxes easier for the average American. Warfel saying part of his job has been to dispel misinformation about the IRS.
It's a myth that we're hiring 87,000 armed agents. We are not. We are hiring phone assisters armed only with phone headsets. We're hiring accountants armed only with calculators. Our agenda under the Inflation Reduction Act is really focused on these areas of being accessible.
He says the IRS phone call wait times are down to 2 minutes or less. The website's also being updated. Efforts to pursue wealthy tax dodgers include using artificial intelligence.
The number of measles cases in Chicago continues to rise. The city's health department reports there are now 15 cases. Meantime, the CDC recommends Americans talk to their doctors at least 6 weeks ahead of travel plans. It adds the majority of cases brought into the U.S. are unvaccinated residents who became infected during international travel. Schools across the state will now have medication on hand to treat students in respiratory distress. The order by the Illinois Department of Public Health allows schools to use what's known as undesignated asthma inhalers. Those are medications that are not prescribed for a specific student, but can be used for symptoms related to asthma or other respiratory emergencies. The authorization provides the prescription necessary to get the medications in schools. A school nurse or other trained staff may administer it.
Well, the Better Business Bureau is now warning consumers about con artists as spring approaches. Consumer advocates saying the warmer weather provides great cover for those con artists looking to steal your money. In recent reports, home improvement scams now ranking number 4 on that list. Fraudsters may approach your home saying they need a repair from freeze-thaw cycles that are going on or provide some poor storm repairs. The BBB says consumers should be wary of any high-pressure sales tactics and upfront fees.
The partnership between a local YMCA and church continues to grow, and new funding means some big changes are in store.
Yeah, groundbreaking was held today, and our Drea Baroni was there. And Drea, the Y is really hoping to reach out beyond the doors of the church.
Yeah, David, Mimi, that's right. Today kicks off renovations to change the former Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd to Good Shepherd YMCA. It's a nearly $3 million project with hopes to provide a space for every member of its community. I talked with Carmen Muhammad with the YMCA. She told me about some of the amenities they're bringing to Northwest Rockford.
Workout facilities for all ages, but then for the youth, we specifically plan to have a technology room. We're going to have a sensory space. We already had a partnership with Molina's Healthcare, so we have our Molina's closet that we're going to be able to expand, provide more toiletries and household items to the youth and families that we serve. It's going to be an art and dance studio. It's going to be a lot of cool amenities for our youth so we can revamp our programming.
Construction should be complete by this summer. This project is just part one of a multi-million-dollar campaign that also includes the expansion of the Swedish American Riverfront YMCA. Mimi, David.
An exciting project. All right, thanks, Drea.
A controversial Texas law now put on hold by federal appeals courts.
Up next, supporters of the bill say the southern state has a right to defend its border, but opponents call the legislation unconstitutional. And coming up at 6, counting voters at the polls. The noticeable drop in people making their voices heard yesterday compared to the last presidential primary election.
We have seen colder temperatures out there this afternoon, but nothing but sunshine. That's all set to change, though. We'll talk about when snow could return to the forecast up in a little bit.
Just hours after the U.S. Supreme Court allowed a controversial Texas immigration law to take effect, a federal appeals court intervened to put the bill on hold.
An emergency hearing on the law was scheduled to take place this morning. And Warnicki reports the legislation allows state authorities to arrest and deport migrants entering the country illegally.
The on-again, off-again Texas immigration law landed in yet another courtroom.
Texas has a right to defend itself.
That's the voice of Texas Solicitor General Aaron Nielsen, who defended the state law in an emergency hearing Wednesday morning at the Fifth Circuit Federal Court of Appeals. The law, known as SB 4, gives Texas officials the authority to arrest, jail, and even deport migrants who illegally cross the Texas-Mexico border.
Texas has the legal authority to arrest people coming across the razor wire barriers on our border.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed the bill in December. It's been challenged and blocked and challenged again, all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court. The Biden administration says immigration and border protection are the federal government's business, and the Texas law is harmful and unconstitutional. But Alabama Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville says it's the administration's fault the law was created in the first place.
It's shameful that a state has to take matters into their own hands like this. It's embarrassing that President Biden's Department of Homeland Security sued Texas for implementing immigration laws, which they should have been implementing themselves.
The law will remain on hold until the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals issues its ruling. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki.
Well, temperatures staying near the 40-degree mark for the rest of the week.
A little chillier. After the break, Savannah tells us when we could see some snow. That's coming up.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Savannah Brito.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back. Temperatures did make it in the 40s, at least across about half of the state line. Other areas made it into the upper 30s. Now that's still where we hold. 38 in DeKalb, 39 in Rochelle, 40 degrees at the airport, and 43 in Sterling. There still will be a wind chill factored in the rest of the evening as we go through tonight, and really the next couple of days. We're not going to see a whole lot of improvement until the second half of this upcoming weekend as far as temperatures go. And we're going to see some precipitation move back in. Not tonight, dry the next while, late Thursday night into Friday morning. That's our next chance of precipitation. So enjoy the sunshine out there. We will see clouds increase though tonight. That is actually going to play a role in our temperatures. So if we don't see clouds move in, if we see mostly clear skies through about midnight or 1 a.m., I do think that'll allow temperatures to fall more spread out in the lower 20s. But because cloud cover, I do think will move in sooner. That will allow temperatures to actually stay in the mid-20s, maybe even a couple of upper 20s tonight. We don't rise a whole lot from there. The next several days, upper 30s, lower 40s, right near the 40-degree mark for the forecast highs. Once we get to Sunday, that's when it all changes. But precipitation will track in late Thursday night into Friday. The system right here just south of Edmonton in Canada right now. It is a fast-moving Clipper-like system, so it does quickly approach the state line as early as late Thursday into Friday. That will start all as snow because temperatures will be below freezing level. We have moisture to work with, so that coming as snow, transitioning over with some rain eventually, though. I think that'll be the case by about mid-morning Friday and then into the afternoon. Wet, slushy accumulations, that's what we're forecasting. Higher accumulations are going to be focused up near the state line, but really along I-88 and northward. That's the primary focus of where we could see any accumulations. Most of that moving out of here then by mid-afternoon on Friday. So snowfall potential right along I-88, like I just mentioned, and northward. That's where the greatest chances, at least locally. You can see that heavier band or shade of blue. That's focused up near that border, Wisconsin-Illinois border, on where the highest or heavier accumulations could be. We're still not forecasting a lot of snow, but that's the area that has more to work with and could see locally higher amounts. But everyone in the state line probably going to see some. I think there's a less chance for southern DeKalb County, Lee County, and then especially Whiteside County, primarily because that's where the rain is going to eventually mix in. So if they do see light accumulations quickly going to dissipate, nonetheless could definitely cause a couple of travel concerns, though, specifically Friday morning into the early afternoon. As temperatures rise, though, that's good news. We're actually going to see a high of 40 that day, so we do rise fairly above freezing level. We drop for Saturday behind the cold front, and then temperatures actually slowly start to warm back up. So by the second half of this upcoming weekend, we're pushing the mid to upper 40s. 50s briefly return, but Mimi David, that's going to be short-lived. I think the long-term forecast, at least taking us around Eastern temperature, maybe even through it, a little bit below average.
All right, Savannah, thanks.
Wisconsin next with sports. The Bears got their best look yet today at the guy who could be their next quarterback.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
If Ryan Poles and the Bears weren't 100% sure before today whether or not they draft Caleb Williams first overall next month, they probably are sure now. They got a good look at him today. Williams held his pro day at USC. There's Ryan Poles taking it all in. This was on the campus of USC. Now, Williams threw about 50 balls to receivers, and he was impressive. Only 4 of his throws were not into the hands of his receivers. Of course, he didn't have to contend with any defenders. This day was big because Williams didn't throw at the Combine in Indianapolis. Williams, never lacking in confidence, is convinced he'll be the #1 pick in the draft, and he was pleased with today.
I felt like I did well. I missed, 2 deep balls, 3 deep balls now, and then I missed threw a ball right behind my receiver a little bit on, I think, an out route. He caught it, but that was a good job by him. And I feel like I did well.
All 32 teams were present for Williams' pro day. Also, there was new Bears receiver Keenan Allen on hand. Now, the Ice Hogs are ready to hit the ice tonight at the BMO. The Chicago Wolves are in town. The Hogs have won their last 3 meetings against the Wolves decisively. Jackson Stauber is likely to start in goal and try to set a franchise record with 8 straight wins. Corey Crawford once had a 15-game unbeaten streak, but those 15 games weren't all wins. There were some ties in there, games that the Ice Hogs lost in overtime. That's the difference between an unbeaten streak and a winning streak for goaltenders. Now, the Hogs overall have won 9 of their last 10 games. Well, the Rock Valley College women's basketball team will try to advance another step tonight in the National Junior Tournament in Joplin. They'll play a quarterfinal game against Mesa Community College. That's an 8 o'clock start. And did you know the Major League Baseball has started? The Dodgers and Padres played early this morning in South Korea. Shohei Ohtani had a solid debut for the Dodgers. He got his first hit there in the 3rd inning off former Cub Yu Darvish. More Ohtani coming up in the 8th inning, a single that drove in a run. Ohtani went 2 for 5 with the RBI, and the Dodgers beat the Padres 5-2. At Sports, we'll be right back.
Well, we're not going to see anything develop on the interactive radar tonight, but tomorrow night, so Thursday into Friday morning, that's when another chance of snow is going to return to the forecast. Haven't seen that in quite some time. Looks to start as snow for everyone across the state line. That will, however, transition over with some rain, so rain-snow mix. Wet, slushy accumulations possible, especially up near that state line, the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Temperatures are going to stay pretty consistent, upper 30s, lower 40s the next couple of days. Another system going to move in by Sunday. Could even bring us some thunderstorms behind that on Monday. Rain continues into Tuesday. We briefly warm up, but overall, guys, I think the pattern's going to be cooler.
All right, thanks, Savannah.
World News Tonight's up next. We'll see you back here at 6.